look everywhere you can.
Okay, Brian, here's what I do, really what I do, Brian. You want to know what I do, Brian?
Yeah.
Here's what I do, okay? I study history to the best of my ability, all right?
Yeah.
I don't just study the official narrative. I study what those who have said what is the alternative narrative of what they believed happened, okay?
Yeah.
Then so I take that history, right? And then I take who gets the money and who gets the power. And if that stuff lines up, I go, we might be on to something. Again, nobody knows nothing for 100% until there's a court case or something like that where all the evidence is put out and somebody's convicted. In terms of, let's say, Hillary and a satanic pedophile, there is so much evidence that that's real. I mean, just look at Haiti and what happened in Haiti. We can look at that whole thing. So that's how I do it, Brian. I study fucking history. Not the history they tell us in textbooks, but fucking both mainstream history and alternative history. I study that to my best of my ability, and I see if the pieces fit.
You follow the money.
I follow power and money.
Where's the power? Who has power at the end of the day?
Who gets the power?
When the
Who
chips
gets the money?
fall,
Right.
So when the Nazis lose,
yes. So Brian, when you say fucking 20 fucking desert people flew a plane in, they didn't get any power. They didn't get any money from that. Who got money from that? Dick Cheney, Saudi Arabia, Israel.
Could that be an accident?
No, bro.
So what if I said this?
How many times?
Wait, Sam. What if I said this?
The Federal Reserve is against the people with the gold bars.
Do you know how we got the Federal Reserve? And you can tell me to shut up anytime.
No, dude, I would never do that.
The Federal Reserve came, Woodrow Wilson, on Christmas Eve when everybody left Washington, D.C., he gave us 2 bills that he signed and nobody voted on. The Federal Reserve and the income tax. We used to only pay taxes, personal taxes, when we were in war.
Oh, really?
And when we weren't in war, there was no personal tax. He brought both those in at the exact same time.
Like
if
Christmas
I could fight
Eve.
anybody in history, I'd fight Woodrow Wilson.
Well, really?
Yeah, I'd fucking knuckle up with that dude hard.
But do you think, so why did he do it? Because did you think he had a back end from the government? Or something?
He had bankers. This thing is called the Monster from Jekyll Island. All these bankers met on Jekyll Island. They brought in Federal Reserve. Now, you want to hear something really crazy?
That's why I brought you here.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm glad you're here today. That's what I meant.
And then I'll stop after this. The Abraham Lincoln, the real reason the Civil War happened wasn't slavery. That was part of it. But the real thing is that basically the United States no longer wanted a centralized bank. And it got to the point where Abraham Lincoln issued something called greenbacks. And these were his dollar bills. And if you can actually find a greenback, it's worth a lot of money. So what happened was that the international bankers went to the South, go, listen, you could keep slaves. We have to have a centralized bank. And they agreed to that. And what was about to happen was that Britain and Spain were going to come in on the side of the South. Well, Alexander II from Russia heard about this, and they just kicked out all the international bankers out of Russia. He sent naval ships, Russian naval ships, to the U.S. shores and said, if you get involved in this, Britain and Spain, we're going to get involved on the side of the North. And they pulled out, and then it was just mano a mano. And that's how it didn't happen. And nobody ever knows that, dude. Is that Alexander II came in on the side of Abraham Lincoln.
Slippery Al, they call him, running around. That's crazy, man. It's just all money. Goes back to the dollars, man.
Everything goes back.
They didn't want...
Can you give us the Cliff Notes?
So I don't know what it is that we live on, but I believe it's a realm. And this realm there's basically 365 different dimensions. And this realm that we live in is the lowest level of heaven, highest level of hell. It is basically, some think it's a prison realm. Others think it's a place. It's a very special place. And there's high frequency beings and low frequency beings.
Can we stop for 2 seconds?
You said you'd give me 10 minutes,
I want to ask you where you got that information from. Like what gave you that? Where did you?
Agnostic Bibles, Tibetan Book of the Dead. These are all stories. They talk about this realm, these archons. These are very ancient knowledge. The what you believe is new school woo, okay? You believe new school bullshit. And this This has been a long game done, a long con that's been done. When people ask, is everything a conspiracy? The answer is yes, because it goes back to who we are, where we live. They fuck with our words. They fuck with our symbols. They flip everything upside down because they don't want us to know how special we are.
So keep going.
So this is what happened, dude. Conspiracy, whether you want to believe it or not, Brian, built YouTube. Everybody went to YouTube to watch conspiracy videos, and that's what had it grow.
Yeah. And people love conspiracies.
Yeah, because it's fun to know what's going on around you.
Hold on, let me. Or
like when your head's in the sand, do you have to come up for air and then you put it back in, or do you just breathe through there?
Hey, dude, come on. Wait, let me ask you this.
Well, dude, I mean, it gets weird. They're still making porn. I can't believe that. I mean, I'm beating off to porn from 2008 still. Most of the chicks I beat off to are dead. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Praise
they're
God,
fucking
man.
Gone, dude.
And should they have a section in there that is for like these are deceased?
Yeah, dude. The in memoriam at the AVNs is literally half the show. It's like half the people they lost that year are just. It just keeps going, dude.
And why is it killing? Is it excessive sex that's killing people?
Yeah, they're ODing on dick. No, dude. It's just like they're like comics, man. Listen, dude, if you realize how similar comics and porn stars are, we have the exact same business model, dude. Okay? They do a porno. We do a special. They do cams. We do podcasting.
Wow.
We tour off our podcast. They tour off their camming and their pornos. When we're the top act of the club, we're headliners. When they're the top act at a strip bar, they're headliners. They have fans only. We have Patreon. I mean, it's the exact same model. Drug problems, daddy issues, all the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And we just die left and right, dude.
Yeah, man. It's you know what.